When it comes to Disney, the good guys always win in the end, which is great, right? I mean, the whole point of fairy tales is to show that the power of good can prevail, and I'm all about that. But it makes you think about the bad guys though. Not only are they villainized, well, mostly because that's kind of their point, but they also end up losing the game every single time. And the thing is, in some cases, the bad guys aren't all that bad. Okay, maybe they are. In fact, they're usually downright evil. But who are we trying to fool? Sometimes you can relate to the bad guys, even if they are Disney villains who encapsulate pure evil, because they're genuine, they're interesting, they're fun. But which Disney villains are the best? I'm Brad with Wicked Binge, and today we're putting our morality on mute and asking ourselves that very question. These are the 10 Disney villains we secretly love and adore.
Snake Eyes!
Number 10. Yzma, the Emperor's New Groove. She's a sassy villainess.
Well, we ain't getting any deader. Back to work.
Not only does she look sassy, but she definitely knows her fashion statements. Beyond all that, Yzma is excellently created. The way her facial expressions reveal her thoughts is more than impressive.
Whoa, look at these wrinkles. What is holding this woman together?
And together, they create the biggest conglomeration of drama queenness in the history of Disney, and really all animations. She isn't as evil as the other villains,
I'll just poison him with this.
at least in our opinion, but she's unique and refreshing. Then again, she did turn Cusco into a freaking llama, which is screwed up, but points for originality. Number 9. Captain Hook, Peter Pan. Nobody likes a grump, but Captain Hook is kind of the exception to the rule.
Here's your spirits!
He's a pirate, which makes him pretty bad in the first place. But even with all his evilness towards the children in the movie, Captain Hook is still pretty light. We love Captain Hook for his flamboyance, for his goofiness, and for his sense of fashion. Let's face it, he can dress. Hook may not be very smart, hell, children fool him.
I'm a godfish!
But he's entertaining in his own way, and really, the only thing he wants to do is foil Peter Pan, who just kind of strikes me as creepy. Bias, sure, but I gotta side with Hook. Number 8. Dr. Facilier, Princess and the Frog. Now, here's a villain with magical charisma. Although frequently forgotten, Dr. Facilier is pretty powerful.
I got voodoo, I got hoodoo, I got things I ain't even tried.
His charm and his skills attract people into false promises of making their greatest dreams come true, but he ends up delivering something different every time. Moreover, he has all this power from some guys on the other side,
Reformation Central! Transmogrification Central!
which makes him one of the darkest and probably most severely underappreciated Disney villains ever. And yeah, the Friends on the Other Side song is amazing, which makes the character even better. And on top of that, Keith Davidson's voice really brings the villain to life.
Don't blame me. You can blame my friends on the other side. Now what you want?
An evil player, and potentially a bridge between some out-of-world demons and mankind. Dr. Facilier is far from a doctor, but can't resist him. He's just too entertaining. Number 7. Jafar, Aladdin. The only reason Jafar isn't higher up on our list is because he might not be that bad. And hear me out. There are plenty of crazy theories supporting him, in fact, and some actually make a bit of sense.
Jafar, my most trusted advisor.
Even if Jafar is evil and he wants all the power to himself, although he's doing pretty well on his own too, without the help of a super powerful genie bewitching the Sultan and ruling the entire city through him, Jafar is also smart and he has goals, and his ambition is almost inspirational.
Then you will cower before a sorcerer!
Almost. Please don't go about stealing magic lamps. The city under Jafar's domination does pretty good economically. We can see it's a thriving city with low criminality.
Father has charged me with keeping peace in Agrabah.
And although Jafar has plenty of power, even without the genie on his side, he isn't above dressing in rags to achieve what he wants. We love Jafar because he's very well contoured and because, well, his dreams are pretty much the goals of every other guy: to get the girl, money, power, successful. There's some relatability. Will he go to any extent to make that happen? Sure, that's why he's a villain. But he's kind of relatable in a weird way too. Number 6. Scar, the Lion King. He's an easy one to love, if not for anything else, then for the fact that he's a big cat. And we all know the internet belongs to cats.
Life's not fair, is it?
On the surface, Scar is a really villainous villain. He kills his own brother, tries to kill his nephew, and takes over the royal throne. He's essentially a Game of Thrones character.
Long live the king.
Deep inside, well, he's even more rotten than his surface. So why love him? He's a classy villain. Jeremy Irons really infused him with plenty of meat, especially for a cartoon character, and you can see it on the screen. You can see it in Scar's voice inflections, in the way he takes over the kingdom.
So it is with a heavy heart that I assume the throne.
In the way he mesmerizes the audience with one of the catchiest Disney songs ever. Really, in everything he does. Oh, we love Scar. Number 5. Maleficent, Sleeping Beauty. Let's face it, Maleficent is quite relatable. Okay, not in the sense that you curse a baby because you weren't invited to a party.
Oh dear, what an awkward situation.
But in the sense that you feel her pettiness. You know her rage. You get her. Maleficent is not a nice person in any way. Hell, even her name suggests it. But she's absolutely magnetic. You can't get your eyes off her. Not when she curses a baby and comes back 16 years later to make sure her words are fulfilled.
Touch the spindle. Touch it, I say.
Not when she doesn't want Sleeping Beauty to be awoken by true love. Not when she turns into a freaking dragon. Plus, technically, Maleficent's got her own movie, so once you see that, you'll feel even more attracted to her. Number 4. Ursula, the Little Mermaid. She's a real villain in every sense there is. Who steals someone's voice? But she's fabulous. She has the makeup skills of an artist, the mad witchcraft ability of a Satanist, and the self-confidence of a pageant queen, despite having the looks of a school bus fire. With such a killer voice, she really makes evil look fun.
Poor unfortunate soul!
Because frankly, she revels in it. Ursula is bad to the bone, or, to whatever holds octopuses together.
You pitiful, insignificant fool!
But she's so good at being bad that you can't help but love her. Number 3. Gaston, Beauty and the Beast. On the one hand, he's a player. He's also smug, arrogant, and he seems to be unable to look past his own looks.
This is the day.
Many would say he's misogynistic, but then again, the setting of the film is like 1740, so is he really by that era's standard? And he's dangerous, violent, and hot-headed. And yet, even with all of this, he's currently ranked as one of the most liked Disney villains ever. Why? Well, he seems to have some sort of magnetism that rallies people around him. He's the attractive guy who would normally get the girl in pretty much every other movie.
Say you'll marry me.
I'm very sorry, Gaston, but I just don't deserve you.
But, spoiler alert, not here. And I think, if we're being honest, it's that he's really not any worse than the movie's good guy. The Beast kidnaps a woman and forces her to go to creepy dinner parties with her. This is the Disney equivalent of chaining your Tinder date to a radiator. And self-centered or not, you gotta give Gaston credit for leading the charge to fight a literal beast. Number 2. Oogie Boogie, The Nightmare Before Christmas. Okay, we're kind of out of season with Oogie Boogie here, as he's the absolute and yet sadly uncrowned villain king of Halloween and Christmas animations.
What have we here? Santa Claus, huh? Ooh, I'm really scared.
Oogie Boogie is a pretty peculiar guy. To begin with, he's made out of a burlap sack and animated by 1001 bugs. That's enough to give anyone nightmares, which is actually where this fun boogeyman comes from. Everything about him is just insane. The dice, the roulette wheel, the toys, and weird stuff in his lair.
What? Snake eyes? Good. 11!
But the strangest thing about Oogie Boogie is that he doesn't pop up on screen for more than 10 minutes total the entire movie, but he sticks with you for every minute of your life once you see him.
Better pay attention now, 'cause I'm the boogeyman.
A truly haunting Tim Burton creation worthy of a medal. And the thing that does it is his amazing singing voice. Voiced by Ken Page, Oogie Boogie delivers the best song in Nightmare Before Christmas and arguably one of the best in the Disney universe. He may be the thing of nightmares, but they're the most fun nightmares you can have. Number 1. Hades, Hercules. The dude is the literal king of hell.
Name is Hades, Lord of the Dead. Hi, how you doing?
So, yeah, he's pretty bad. The thing is though, this guy has big ambitions. He's a god, and he wants to overthrow his big brother, Zeus, who else, and rule over Olympus, and, well, the world. He's ready to do anything it takes.
Yes, Hades rules!
But on the way to that, he knows better than to lose his sense of humor. And with the voice of James Woods, we get nothing but quick-witted, sarcastic hilarity.
What are those?
Although he rules over the dead, he's got energy like nobody else. He's downright manic in everything. The way he talks, the way he moves, even his hair is manic.
Weren't those your exact words?
No commercial to hair dye intended here, but Hades is most likely the inventor of the colored hair trend. When he's chill, his hair is cool blue.
Set. Match.
But when he turns up, the hair changes into different shades of yellow, orange, and red. He's like that meter that gauges threats of terrorism. How can you not love him? An energy bomb, a comedian, and a hair guru at the same time. I bet an Olympus ruled by him would never get boring, and that's why he gets our pick for number 1. But what do you think? Who's the Disney villain that you can't help but love and adore? Let us know in the comments section below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notifications whenever we upload. But most importantly, stay wicked.